From Lagos, the nation's commercial capital, this is the News at 10. Live from Channels Television. Reporting tonight, Ijoma Unyato.
Hello and welcome. Nigeria remembers her fallen heroes when Buhari leads top government officials to pay respects to the men and women who paid the supreme price in defense of their nation. Controversy rages over federal government's declaration of Operation Amotekun as illegal. Some Southwest governors, Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, bear their minds on the matter. Power changes hands in Imo State as Mr. Hope Uzodimma of the All Progressives Congress is sworn in as governor. And Russia's prime minister resigns after President Vladimir Putin proposed sweeping constitutional reforms aimed at transferring power from the president to parliament. Now we'll have business, sports, news from Abuja, the FCT, and of course later on we'll head off to our studios in London.
This news tonight, Accountant General of the Federation announces immediate implementation of 7.5% value-added tax announced in the new Finance Act.
And on sports news tonight, the African Cup of Nations reverts to its original slot of January and February after hosts Cameroon fixed the 2021 edition for January the 6th.
And from Abuja, at least 6 people killed and 5 others injured after gunmen attacked the convoy of the Emir of Patiskum, Alhaji Umaru Bubaram, on the Kaduna-Zaria Expressway.
Nigeria has been remembering her fallen heroes today, the men and women of the armed forces who laid down their lives to defend the nation's unity and territorial integrity. And talking about the defense of life and property, the controversy over the Southwest Governor's Security Initiative, codenamed Operation Amotekun, continues to rage following the Attorney General of the Federation's pronouncement that it is illegal. But let's begin with the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. President Muhammadu Buhari today led other dignitaries to pay respects to the men and women of the armed forces who paid the supreme price in the defense of the country. This year's celebration also coincides with the 50th anniversary of the end of Nigeria's civil war. Our correspondent Ibrahim Adra reports.
It's another year, another ceremony. Solemn, in spite of the color and military parade.
Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari.
President Muhammadu Buhari leads other dignitaries to the event. It's a show of appreciation for men and women in uniform who laid their lives for the good of all. Those affected directly looked on, pained, grappling with reality. Once again, they speak out.
The children are there, you're all alone to take care of them, everything. You're in a world where you live alone.
Those who fought side by side with the fallen heroes are not faring any better.
They ignore us. We are not properly taken care of. our entitlement, they never give us up till now. We are just receiving very small.
They appreciate the efforts, but believe they deserve more.
Donation should come to all this. I've named 4 people now that they can donate to, that will get to the widows.
This year's ceremony is over, but the grief and needs of these Nigerians remain. Assistance in any form from anyone will go a long way to make life more bearable for them. Only such gestures will make the yearly Army Day celebration more meaningful, especially for the children they left behind. From Abuja, Ibrahim Adra, Channels Television News.
Well, we'll have more on the Armed Forces Remembrance Day activities much later on in the bulletin. But talking about securing the lives of Nigerians, governors of the southwestern states have been reacting to the Attorney General of the Federation's pronouncement of their security initiative, codenamed Amotekun, as illegal. The chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum and governor of Ondo State says he and his colleagues have no intention of coming into a confrontation with the federal government. Governor Akeredolu explains that he and his counterparts will meet to seek a political solution to the stalemate, but that if that doesn't work, they'll go to court. The Oyo State counterpart, Makinde, insists that they have not received any official communication on the AGF's position on the matter. Governor Makinde, who was speaking to journalists in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, gives an assurance that the region's security outfit is to complement the efforts of the police and other security agencies.
Well, my personal position is you actually don't run a government on the social media. If I see a letter or if I get a call from the Attorney General of the Federation, telling me what you just said, then it will be a different, type of reaction. So I've been reading just like you read on the social media. I haven't really seen anything official, to that effect. And besides, I don't think for a country like Nigeria, the Attorney General will just wake up and make his own laws. He may interpret, and advise the president if there are legal issues, but I haven't seen anything that give that power to the Attorney General to make such a declaration.
Meanwhile, for human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana, the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Abubakar Malami, does not have the power under the law to prescribe or declare any organization like Amotekun illegal. Amidst the debate and reactions over the statement of the Attorney General, Mr. Falana is advising the governors of the Southwest to ensure that the security outfit is fortified by legislation from the state assemblies. Mr. Falana was a guest on our political program, Politics Today.
By virtue of Section 318 of the Constitution, the government of Nigeria is defined to include the federal government, the state government, local government, or an official of the government. To that extent, the Inspector General of Police has spoken for the federal government. The Attorney General of the Federation cannot, he doesn't have the power to declare any organization illegal in Nigeria. If he's convinced that Amotekun is illegal, he has to go to court. On the part of the Southwest governors as well, they will need, each of the state governor, we need to approach the House of Assembly to enact a law defining the operations, a law for the establishment, for the funding of Amotekun, just like you have the Neighborhood Watch law in Lagos State.
And still on the issue of Amotekun, Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka has challenged the federal government to contest the formation of Southwest Nigeria security outfit in the court if they feel it's illegal. During a press conference in Lagos, Professor Soyinka insisted that Operation Amotekun was initiated by leaders in the region to tackle security challenges. And he added that the people have the right to defend themselves against any form of attack.
Now there will be criticism here and there, that's normal, to be expected. There'll be fears that this might be misused, this kind of organization. Just those are there, but these are possibilities of correction. But to come and say that if people do not have a right to defend their life, to secure the means of livelihood, to flush out the evil elements among themselves, I'm talking about ritual killers, kidnappers, armed robbers, Form 199ers. In other words, to pick up the slack which existing security units have been unable to fulfill. I consider this enemy action, inhuman, and counter the very notion of humanity and community. States quite clearly that this initiative is quite legal, quite constitutional, and in any case, let Malami and the others go and test it in court.
And away from the Southwest Security Initiative, true nationalism is the only way the country can stem tribalism and develop. Well, that's the position of the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige. The minister explains that failure of policy, ethnic tensions, as well as political naivety allow local political actors capitalize on tribal differences, but then they shift the blame to the government at the centre.
By now, there is no ethnic group. There is no group in Nigeria that does not have very qualified persons. We should go back to merit. We should go back to merit in addressing issues. The idea of a geographically disadvantaged and it doesn't fly anymore. We got to go back there. When we go back there, it will unify us in the sense of what you're talking. I know so many of my friends who are from the northern part of Nigeria. Their mothers are Igbos. I know so many of them that their mothers are House of Falana, but their daddy are Igbos. So the intertwining is going in enough. If you go to Southeast, you also know. Some House of Falana persons in Onitsha and the rest of them married Igbos. Their children are Igbos, so to say. Because they speak Igbo and little Hausa, or both of them conjointly. Same with the West. Go and look at our Green Eagles squad. Do we do federal character there? The answer is no. When he gets there, they're looking for the man who can score from impossible angles. And when the goal comes, the jubilation is not Igbo, it's not Hausa, it's not Yoruba. These boys have done it. That's what you'll be hearing them say. So we're not going to the moon, and we will not get there if we continue with this trend.
In part 2, after the break, we have more on the Armed Forces Remembrance and how the day was marked in states across Nigeria. That's in a moment. Do stay with us.